So, hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorials. Today we are going to be covering something new. It's been a while and I've been posting on platforms. I've been trying to see how I could include my voice into most of the designs to ensure that you guys understand it much better. And also, I lost most of my content, so I'm just like gathering new ones and seeing how I can probably edit and add my voice in those ones. So this is like a continuation from the series we were doing, improvements of designs. So I'm going to be working on this design and seeing how I can improve it by I'm going through my design process. I'll go through my design process, how I design recently or how I've been designing, my research process from the start to finish, so that you guys will have a good understanding of how I do things. So without wasting any time, let's go straight into it. So before I design, most times I do go and do a little bit of research. It's very important that you do research when you are doing your designs or when you're working on any design, any project you're doing. You make ensure that you do a little bit of research or you do intensive research depending on the kind of project you're working on. It could be working for a brand, like the whole brand identity, then probably you are having to design flyers or stuff for the brand. You have to do your research intensively. But in this case, I'm just going to be light with the research, so I'm not going to waste your time here. Go straight into it and just come out with our product or end product. So one of my go-to area for any design inspiration is Pinterest. So you could check Pinterest. You could also check Behance or Behance. You could also check Instagram. Instagram is also a good platform for getting design inspiration. So I'm just opening this, and this is what I've been welcomed with. That is some of the designs, or some designs that have been suggested to me. I like this one, so I could save this. I might not use it, but I might use the technique in the design process. And if we go back to what we were having, you could see that we are designing for a a design service, like it's a Fiverr gig image design service. So if you want to create eye-catching Fiverr image or gig image designs, so it's like graphic designer trying to market himself and stuff like that. So we are going to be working with this. So we are going to be working with this, and let's see if we could just do a little bit search here and look for gig flyer designs. So we have things like this, but I think these are for events instead. So let's say Fiverr gig flyer design, and probably we could see if we have inspirations here. I want something very simple, minimalistic, and also eye catching. Let's just say Fiverr flyer designs. Good, okay. I'm having some inspiration here. Okay, good things. So I haven't seen anything yet, and you could also just go through it. So I'm going to speed up this process and select some of the ones that I think will inspire me to design, and then we'll work from there. Okay, so I this Pinterest actually brought me back to my own design. This is something I actually did. I think I posted a video of this. If I did not, then probably I've lost it then. So I it brought me back to this, and I'm liking the retro kind of, and it also will fit for something like that. Except it depends on what tone or what message or how you want it to be passed. The message you want the message to be passed. So in this case, I think it's just making it basic, official. So we could try something funky to make the person understand, or make clients or people who are interested in employing a Fiverr freelancer, so we could see how catchy it is. So poppy or stuff like that. So we also need to choose good color combinations. But in case you're having struggles with color combinations, you could also choose from the one previous design and see how we could work with that. So we could try and improve the design using its color combination. So it's a bad combination though. It's not given. Having green and having kind of like a gold or something like that. It's not too given. So let's just choose our own color combo and see what. So there are different platforms you could use. You could use Pigment Shape Factory, which actually has two combinations. Most times it's a mono kind of combination that you can actually use. I do know I've forgotten the word to actually use in that case. So we are spending almost how many minutes just trying to see how we could do research, and we should just get straight into it. We shouldn't be wasting much time. So let me just choose a color that sits well with the both of us, or me and you that's watching and designing. So I like something dark and contrasty. So I like this. So we are going to have a, let's choose that. I'm going to show you how I create my own color palettes from here. I think if you're watching my videos previously, you will also see how I do that. So I want to create this, let's say this, then we double click here and we paste the color code we copied from that platform. Also here, copy this one here and double click and paste. But in this case, we take it to this place. It's there. Click on two of them. So the shortcut I use is Control Alt B, and it creates a blend. So you go to the blend here. If in case you don't see it here, you could go to this guy, Essential Classic, and you double click on the blend. You change this to specify steps and you push 2, and you have those color palettes as it is on here. So let's choose the brightest, click on that. You could duplicate this and come to this place. So you double click inside to select this one, then you double click here and you paste it, and you come here and select dark one and you click there, copy it, you double click and you paste, and that's okay. So now we have these two colors, and we'll be trying to see how we could make a retro with it. So I want to try one of those things I saw for the designs we had, one of the inspirations. So I will be making use of something like this, a concept for the background in this case. Then also be making use of making use of this concept. So we have something like a little bit scattery or something like that. Then I will make use of this to give that retro effect. So we have like 3 design inspiration combined in this case. So let's say this, let's draw our rectangle or square instead. Now it's on this color. If you want to have big points, so you just use the eyedropper to maybe select it, and you could see that's the color there. But in this case, instead of using that, let's do something a little bit lighter to we walk our way through. So how do we do this? We click on this, we use the curvature to click on this, you click here and you click here, and that's all. So you double click here to make it, like if you want to go a straight line, or want to just make it straight. So let's say straight line, hold it down shift, then I click here, then let's just double click so it has that sharp stop here. So use the eyedropper tool and we choose a dark part for that. We could decide to try something playful. We could say, let's take it outside, click here. Let's click on R or the rotation tool here, and we could place our pointer here and hold on Alt and you click. Then we could say, let's rotate it at the angle 45. Make a copy, duplicate, it becomes like a fan. You could highlight everything, group them, and you come here. That's your effect. You want to see your effect, you could also come here, effects, distort, transform. You could roughen it, and it gives you some kind of like a smooth, you understand? So we're just trying things. You could do that and have it placed here. Bring it to the center. We could place it in the center, ensure that's aligned well, so it's aligned well. Then now let's have another rectangle. So this rectangle here, we also need to apply the roughing. We want to apply the roughing effects to it. Let's see if it work or not. Make it that way, but it shouldn't be too much. Reduce the details. Click on it. So we'll choose the pen tool just to add some anchor points in order to create more distortion. So we go to our direct selection tool, click on it, and you drag to your hard content where you want it to be. If you want, you could also smoothen these edges. If you want, you could smoothen the edges to keep it. Go back to the pen tool, click on the part, go to the direct selection tool. So P is for pen tool, A is for direct selection tool. So we can also smoothen that part. And I want it to scale it up a little bit. I want it to be brighter. In this case, let's select these guys, select it and bring them to the top so we can be able to see them. So I want this to be lighter and no, make it darker instead, and make a duplicate. So I'm holding Alt and I click and drag, and it's on top of the one, but we want to take it to the back, so we take it to the back there and we change the color. You don't need to click on it again, just go and change the color so it gives that retro touch to it. Now we do not know how the end result is going to be like. We're just trying and experimenting. And this, so this is one of my problems with this. So bring it to the top here. So we could say Fiverr gig image. So which font would we use? One of my favorites, Monument Extended. Monument Extended. We could have Monument Extended. We increase the font size, and we could say Fiverr. If it's retro in the beginning, let it be retro to the end. I think place it in the middle. We choose the one here, and go to filters. Then we go to this and we go to transform. Now, what I want to do here before I do it, most times, before I do it, I will have to go to the appearance panel and make this a fill. So when I make it a fill, this is the default color for actually making it a fill. So I could make a duplicate of it and change this one. Let me add this colors to my color palette. So they are added here. Okay, I'm seeing, okay, yes, yeah, added them to my color palette. So I have the brightest and the less brighter here one. So I could come to the one on top. I say I want to change it to this color, so it becomes bright, and I want to change this to, I want to create like a stroke or a shadow to it. I want to cast a shadow to it, but it has to be a very sharp shadow. So it would do a shadow, stocks and place it on top, and that one could actually work. But I just want to give it a retro kind of feel. So in this case, I'll come to effects, I'll come to transform, then pull it to the side. I could move it by 1 pixel horizontally and move it 1 pixel vertically. It's nothing showing here, but I need to make copies of it so it begins to show that I could do like that. So that's the effect that I want me to create. So I could do this and decide, okay, I don't want the color, I want something red. I could change it to red. I want something this, I could work with this. So it just depends on what you want, but I'll just stick with the black because I'm beginning to see a off, like it's beginning to like design or go off like that. So we will have something, let's say get catchy get catchy, but for this case we'll be using Satoshi, one of my current favorites in the design space or in the font of all fonts. We can make it capital letters, and let's scale it to the center here. Make it white. Get catchy. Get catchy. Then we create spaces for where we place our fellow designs. So let's use one here, two here, and then three. That's to duplicate this Control D after you make a particular action. So we can place that in the center, I think. Then one also at the center. So that's where our contacts could be under here. And then let's have our designs placed on there. So to place the design, you could come click and drag, but it will place in different sizes because of different resolutions and different file size. But in just to place so that it places under that particular shape or size you wanted, just hold Ctrl Shift P and you go search for your own designs. So let's go to May. Let's see if we could get designs from here. So we are in May. Okay, so we are in May. We're selecting these 4 designs. Instead, let's move you people out to May, and Solitude, move you people to Pick Pro. So now this is where we're going to be selecting most of our designs here. Why is there? So we'll be selecting most of our designs here. We'll choose this in this part, this case, and click on that. We could just decide to make a duplicate like this. So yeah, like that. Come closer, please. Like this. Duplicate it. Good. So now I'm going to show you how you could replace this duplicates with different images. So once you click on the one and you click on the image here, you could see at this top here, most of the options will change. But for you to get access to the link, that's because the image is being placed on it as a thumbnail, on Illustrator as a thumbnail. Then the main image is actually installed in the file, like it's actually stored in the file, still saved in your hard drive. So it's for you now to get into where the hard drive is and replace it so it actually changes. So in this case, when you select here, you could go to Windows, you scroll down, and you go to links, and you could see the links of all the images you do have. So you could also see this one here. If I want, I should also replace it if I want to. So in this case now, this is what is being selected. Let's go back. This is what is being selected. We could come here and say relink. Then we choose the next image we want. We could also choose here, relink, and choose the image we want. Come here, relink, and that's how we'll be doing it until we have all of them replaced. And it's very easy because they are all squares, but in cases where some of them are not squares, then that's where you have to start readjusting when you begin to place those things. So I think the contents are not all complete. We could bring this down. So we'll be having the many contents here. So we could say gig, make it capital, gig image design service, gig image design service. I do not actually understand, but chat just our main idea here is just to our main reason of here being here is to have a different perspective in this design, on the various designs we have here. So we could place this at the center, and we'll just decide to give it that color, and then we have different social media handles. So let's go to here. We're choosing, let's say, Instagram. We'll be choosing, let's say, Twitter, which is now X, and probably if there's any social media handle, again, probably let's just add YouTube there. Yeah. So let's look at this and this. Okay, for me, it's not an improvement. I think it's just having a different perspective of it. But what do you think? I would like to know your own thoughts. If probably you learned anything, if it's not an improvement, but at least you learned something, then I will be happy for making this video. But I just want to know if this is a yes or a no, if it's an improvement or it's not an improvement. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.